This time with me is incredibly precious. And I first want to just start by saying thank you. If you're listening to me live, which is kind of cool, you can also, I'm just keying up my YouTube here so that you guys can also reach out there and find me on YouTube or Facebook, or because we also do this visually. I love to be able to see you. All right. What is going on in the world of Forbes Riley? I will say that number one, my movie is premiering called Black Creek in October. And as we get closer, I'm going to give away some free tickets. There's a screening happening in Las Vegas at the Paris Hotel. Tickets will be very, very hard to come by. It's going to be a huge martial arts event. And I'm looking forward to being there live along with the entire cast. And so if you want more information to stay updated, simply go to ForbesRiley.com. I've got some downloads there and you'll be able to get some fun access. And then for those of you who are following along live, in June 29th to be exact, is my fitness competition, which is still mind-blowing to me that at my tender age, I'm going to walk across a stage in high heel shoes and a bikini. Yeah, for strangers to judge the size of my booty. What has this meant? I'll tell you what it's meant. It means that 47 days ago, I stepped out into this journey, set a goal for myself after having a van accident. A truck literally fell on me. My face fell through the window onto the ground, and I survived. And I survived with a renewed sense of, well, if I'm still here, how big a statement can I make? What can I do that scares me to no end? And something fascinating just happened, and you're going to get to go along for the journey because I believe that life happens for you, not to you. And my husband is a professional bodybuilder, said, you know, there's a competition in our hometown, because to travel for these things is quite expensive and annoying and confusing and hotels and stressful. He says, no, it's right down the street in your category, which is 60 and over female. And I'm like, huh. And so I started out 47 days ago and I went to the gym, and for the first time, literally day one, my exercise training was different. Apparently I was lying to myself. Since COVID, I used to be a dancer and I was very physical, and I own a fitness company and I worked out all the time. Well, during COVID, I don't know that I did that much of anything. Went back to the gym with the same kind of mentality, and I got a really strong thumb. No, seriously, my thumb in the sauna would do a whole lot of Instagram clicking and Facebook clicking, and I don't know what I did, but then I would sit on a bike for a little bit, chit chat with my next door neighbor, come home and say, hey, I was at the gym for an hour. I didn't really work out, but I was there for an hour. And when I decided to do this competition and realized that the work's going to matter and it's really going to show, I started investing my time differently. I went to Joshua's training, which is called joshuafitness.com. And what you'll see there is something you will never see anywhere else. Joshua's been a world champion 7 times. He came back from a horrific motorcycle accident, 6 months in a wheelchair. And this man builds muscle in a very strategic way. He doesn't do any push-ups or pull-ups or pull-downs or squats or any of this stupid, crazy shit that you see trainers doing all over the place. No jumping on boxes, no flipping ropes, no throwing, none of that. It's a very simple way. He does one thing. He builds muscle. That's kind of interesting. I've watched him do it from afar, but for the last 47 days, I've been doing everything he's told me to do. Want to hear something crazy? I've lost 14 pounds and 10% 9% body fat. When I went for my first scan with him in January, I was 33% body fat. Today, yesterday I went and got it, 24. Oh my God. Oh my God. 14 pounds lighter on the scale, 24% body. I'm like, you guys can't see my arm, but it's like, oh my, I don't think I've ever been this low body fat. Something happened to me. Now, here's a funny thing that you need to know. I think fat has emotion to it. Joshua's been fit for the last 15 years. But I wasn't. And I was an overeater. And I've been on every diet known to man. And I've been fit enough to be on television. And I'm in the National Fitness Hall of Fame. I've sold lots of product. But I never took the whole bodybuilding thing. And I'll tell you what happened. I'm in the gym several times in the last 47 days. And I'll randomly start to cry. Like have a thought about something I haven't thought about in a very, very long time. My childhood, somebody who hurt me. It doesn't matter what it was. It would come up and I'm sitting on a machine. I'm like, hope nobody sees me, but I'm bawling my freaking eyes out. Now, number one, you lose weight when you cry. The water weight. It's brilliant. I'm joking with you. But what happened, so it's like, I think as I'm releasing some of this, that I had stored some negativity in pockets around my body. Now, as you're listening to this, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you to look around at your body. I did something really interesting. I hadn't done it in a long time. I took a picture of me in a bikini in the bathroom, and the old lady looking back at me wasn't very nice. The old lady looking back at me had jiggly thighs and kind of a little bit of bat wings and some pretty decent fat on her back. And I don't think I'd looked in the mirror and really looked at that person in a very long time. I think I was looking at an image that I thought I looked like. And the funny thing is, I didn't look at the pictures. I took the pictures, I kept them on my phone. I went about this journey. And a couple of days ago, I went and redid them because I was feeling kind of good, right? Well, I went on to Canva and I put them side by side. And I was shocked. I was shocked that I had looked so bad and hadn't noticed. I was very grateful that my husband, who's a fanatically fit bodybuilder, didn't complain. He didn't say, you're not looking so good. He didn't say anything. He always just told me how beautiful I am. And I believe him, and I think I am, and I got all that. But he never complained. If I looked at that woman naked, I think I might have said something. Well, you're kind of losing, you're a little jiggly here. And when I looked at the second picture, I was like, wow, you're not there, but I'm proud of you. And I found myself saying those words out loud, that I was proud of myself because I'm working really hard. I'm eating very clean, very organized, and I'm showing up. Last night, I was at the gym from 9 to 11:30 at night. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, but I had no time during the day, but it didn't matter. The gym's 24 hours and I have to get the workout in because I said I was going to. By the way, nobody cares if I don't. This is the really interesting part of this journey for me, is that I decided to do this. I'm being really silly and sharing it with you. See, if I don't tell you, you'll never know anyway. You'll all wake up, see a photo of me 6 months from now and go, wow, Forbes looks good. But what I thought was more important than however I look, however this works out, is the journey. And I honestly did not think it was going to make as much of a profound difference. But for the first 30 some odd days, the scale wasn't moving. The needle wasn't moving. I'm 64 years old and they all say it's slow. I was freaking pissed and sad. And then one day I woke up a couple of days later and was like, oh, the needle had moved. What really changed though, and everyone said don't look at the scale, was that body fat percentage. 9% body fat is a lot in the short amount of time I've been doing this. And it's been a journey. My question to you is, I'm talking and meeting with a lot of people lately, and I think you're lying. If you're somebody who says, yeah, I think I might want to go to the gym, or I don't have time for it, I'm getting a pooch, but I'm not going to do anything about it, or I really like my alcohol, please don't make me give up my dessert. Okay, but please don't lie to me. Please don't say, yeah, I'm really going to get in shape. It's about time I did that. I'm not interested in hearing that anymore, because now I know really what a decision sounds like. And it sounds like, hey, I'm doing this. Not I want to be doing this. I hope to one day be doing this. Or when time feels right, I'm going to do this. And it's funny. I was talking to a guest earlier today, and he had entered a competition. He'd won a competition. And the funny thing about that was he's not a bodybuilder, but he did it. And we were joking, saying maybe everybody should just enter a competition once in their life. Get that, that focus that you have to just do that for a period of time, because it's your body at the end of the day. And if you don't love it, cherish it, and take care of it, it's going to go away. I know that. I watched my mom die at 70. She was diabetic. She was overweight. She was 260 pounds my whole life. She had big ankles and lots of veins, and I didn't want to be that. It terrified me. It's one reason I've chosen to get fit in my life at all. But I have a photo of her, one of her last photos, and I'm almost as old as she was, and yet I look 25 years younger than she did. Why? I made a decision. Not any better or worse, it's based on decision. I do want to bring up and introduce you to a very special, I got a couple of great guests. I've got a woman who is a visionary high performance strategist. She's got an event coming up, and I just want to introduce you to her and say hi. Miss Zina Solomon, pop on up here and say hello.
Hey, hi, great to see you, Forbes. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and sharing your story. I totally can resonate with you because I've done a couple of fitness competitions and coming out of a setback, all that stuff, juicy stuff. Thank you for sharing.
Well, so you did a competition which share this with me.
Yeah, I did a fitness competition a couple years ago. It was part of a transformational experience. It was post COVID. In that experience, I actually released 35 pounds because I was 35 pounds heavier. And I'm known actually as the burpee queen because I put myself on a stretch of doing 100 burpees a day for 100 straight days.
Oh my gosh. Oh my girl.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you missed a day, you go back to day one. So I did not want to.
Ah!
Yeah, hell no, I wasn't doing that.
And
So
so that journey, when I mentioned about feeling emotional, how did that resonate with you?
yeah, totally, absolutely. It is emotional. It is actually emotional to be committed, and really follow through on your commitment. It does. You said something really beautiful, Forbes. You said it took a decision, and it is a decision. It is absolutely a decision. So yeah.
It is interesting now. So you're past that, but you still look great. Have you maintained the mentality of the food and the exercise?
Absolutely. I co-own a kickboxing studio locally, so I teach a couple of days a week. We have trainers that we lead. That's actually one of my other businesses too, Forbes, in addition to my coaching. So I have my primary business, which is coaching, and I have a secondary business, which is our kickboxing studio locally.
Oh,
So
I
yeah.
love that. Will you share everybody what's coming up for you? I'm going to give you the full screen. Do me a favor. You're on your phone. If you turn your phone sideways, do I get to see a more version of you?
Let me
Look at
see.
that.
Is that better? Is that
Oh,
better?
that's better. Yes. Now tilt it up a little bit, but that's what I want to see. You look
Okay, cool,
gorgeous.
cool, cool, cool. That works. That works. Yeah, I wasn't able to get on the laptop for whatever reason, so we're here.
That's okay. Would you tell everybody what you're up to?
Yeah, so we have a live event coming up today. But first of all, I want to just take a step back and say thank you, Forbes, for the opportunity to be here. And I want to share this. Many people thought about, 98% of people actually thought about getting on a plane and jumping out of a plane, but did they actually do it? No, they didn't, right? The reason I bring that up is many people who work in a job, like in a corporate setting, thought about starting a business, but are they ready? Are they prepared? Do they have a plan? Are they 100% sure they're going to jump? That's the real question. So imagine getting out of bed, being excited, and not hitting that snooze button on your life, right? And building a business, I'm sure as you can attest to this, Forbes, is not rocket science. It really requires discipline. It requires also a couple of things, people and a problem. You got to know, you got to work with people, and you got to know what problem you're solving for people, right? And many people want to build that business, but they're not sure how to do it, right? So today, I have the opportunity, and I know you're going to be in the lineup as well. I have the privilege of leading an event called Expertise to Entrepreneur, and it's in a few short hours. It starts at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, and we're going to help everyone crack the codes and demystify what it will take to launch and monetize that business. Right. So I have spots available. People can jump in. It's expertise to entrepreneur.com for them to register.
Now, wait a second. Now,
And
that's a tough one. So I'm going to join you tonight about 9:30 tonight.
yeah, yeah,
Let me spell this. Expertise. EXPERTISE to
correct.
entrepreneur. And God knows how you spell entrepreneur, even though I am one. All right. So
That's it.
if we come to, and then that is for everyone listening to the live show. If they hear the recording, can they see a recording of this, or where can they find
They
you?
can. They can actually. We'll repurpose the page where they're going to still get 5 of the recordings of what we did, and if they want to upgrade to VIP to get access to the whole series, we'll give them that opportunity as well.
I love that. We've got 2 minutes to my first commercial break and my next guest. Zeno, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want the world to know? What's your vision?
My vision is that I want people to get out of a job that they dislike and really have the courage and the commitment and the confidence to step into doing what they've always felt called to do. Many people hold themselves back from that, and that could look like, Forbes, them being in their best body, right? Being in their best physical shape. It can be fit. I'm looking at this. My vision is I want people to be fit physically, emotionally, and financially. That's my biggest vision. So
I love that. And ironically, you're on a show about health, wealth, and happiness. It sounds like we are sisters from different mistas.
we are. I love you so much. You're amazing.
Mwah. Well, I'm so very excited to see you tonight. Everybody,
Same.
Expertise to Entrepreneur. I will be there live. You can get the recording if you've seen after this. And I'm just excited about you, Miss Zina. Mwah. You guys, we're going to be in just a minute heading off to our very first commercial break. But before we do that, I want to tell you what's coming up. I've got Lady JB Owen in the room. Oh my goodness, this woman has biked across Canada, has a huge publishing company, and turns out to be one of the cutest girls I've ever met in my entire life, because she's got this hair, this color about her, and this style. And I'm heading out to hang out with her live. Zina, we're going to need to do that next time live in Las Vegas. We're going to share all of that and so much more when we come back. Don't go away. You're watching or listening to The Forbes Factor. We focus on health, wealth, and happiness. Don't go away.
All clear. Back.
Thank you so very much.